Hi everyone, it's my pleasure to share this rose tutorial with you. The first step is to make a lot of pre-creases. I'll be folding the paper in half on the diagonal and lengthways. Working around my paper, I'll keep folding these creases. I'll call this stage 1 of the pre-creases. Now I'll fold each edge to that center crease. So I'll rotate the paper each time and just use each edge to fold to a center crease. I'll call this stage 2 of the pre-creases. So once you've finished all of these creases, it should look like a grid and you've got the diagonal folds underneath as well. Now I'll use that raw edge and fold it to the first crease mark that I made before. So I'll rotate the paper around just to make that 1/8 of the paper as such. So this might be a little bit tricky, but depending on how firm your creases are, you'll be opening up these flaps here in each corner and they'll be flattened down into shape like this. It might take a little bit of fiddling, but it's not too hard to do if your creases are really strong and defined. They should naturally just fall into shape. For the last flap, I tend to use the right side and fold it on its diagonal crease, which then allows the other side to pop up and then flatten into shape. It just takes a little bit of practice. Note how you can see those defined creases in half of these flaps. I'm going to utilize these in the next step, so I'll be pulling half of that over to naturally let the paper fall onto and then flatten into shape, if that makes sense. So I'll keep rotating the paper around to gently lift the paper over, and because of those pre-creases that I've made before, the paper will naturally hold this shape. And then when you come back to this first flap, you'll just need to open that out to match the other shapes. And then this step's complete. Before I go on to the next step, I'll just flip this over and give it a nice flattening to make sure everything's nice and smooth for the next step. Okay, so I'll use each corner section and I'll fold this on a diagonal. So I'll overlap one on this, and then using that top corner, I will then fold this down on itself. So I'll keep doing this step on the remaining corners. Usually I do the left corner, then I overlap the right corner over the top, and then I'll fold that top corner downwards. And as I'm doing this, the paper does get quite bulky. However, I need to make a really strong defined crease there, as it needs to help you with the next step. So what this has done is it's created pockets on each little flap. So if I open up the right flap here, I can tuck the one next to it inside. So it's like making a circle with these flaps. Working around each section, you'll join each into its little pocket as such. The last one might be a little bit tricky. I have my trusty toothpick, so that'll help me to just slot inside to open up slightly. It is a little bit fiddly, but this is what happens once you've done that step. Working on the outside layer only, I will open this up and pinch the corner flat here. Then using that outside corner next to it, I will gently roll this backwards. Then I'll work on the inside layer. This will be a little bit fiddly, but to the inside petals, I'll fold this slightly backwards. It's a very delicate operation. And then I'll do the same steps on the other points. I need my toothpick again because these layers are really stuck to each other. So I'll make sure I've got the outside layer only. And this gets popped in the corner, which then allows me to curl that tip backwards. And then lastly, using that inside flap to curl backwards just a little bit. Nearly there. So that was my rose tutorial. Happy folding and thanks for watching. Hi, it's Isabella from Bizzi Art here. If you enjoyed this video, or you want to learn more about origami paper, or if you're looking for origami paper to build on your stash, come check out my website. I've got the link in the description down below. Have fun!